And I've listened to all of those jokes, and I've listened to all of these, shots that I can't do this and poor me and all this other stuff.
Is the American dream unachievable for the middle class people? The American economy is crashing like it's never been before. Stocks are going down, tenured CEOs are stepping down. You'll see what are the views on the American economy by Patrick Bet-David and how you can escape from the ongoing crash. The US stocks are going down day after day when the multinational tech companies fail to perform as expected. Almost 4 out of 10 Americans are struggling to live up with their expenses and are heavily depending on debts and credits to meet their expenses. Around 40% of Americans worry about paying their bills. Many people can't even afford to pay for their grocery and electricity bills, and are paying with credit cards and going into high-interest debts. The middle-class people even skip a meal because they can't pay for an extra meal a day. What's happening to the American society and American economy? First, you'll see how the stock market's crashing and the economy's going down. During 2008, the biggest crash in the American economy, which was 16 years ago, the percentage of Americans who were worried about paying their bills was 37%. And now it's 40. Now, the total household debt in America has reached $17.69 trillion, which is a 1.1% increase from the previous quarter of the year. Because of this, the inflation's also going up, due to which the groceries, insurance, and even meals cost a lot that the people are forced to skip meals. However, even if it's advised a lot by Patrick Bet-David in his podcasts and other videos to get a side hustle job to meet up with their extra expenses, people are trying to get one, but most of them are ignoring this advice and getting into the debt loop. There's $1.2 trillion in credit card debt because of the reason that people are not able to pay for their expenses with their regular income and are depending on credits during month end for paying for their groceries and household expenses. To survive, people go for unhealthy diets and meals, eating cereals for dinner and skipping meals. Imagine yourself being in a situation where you're not able to pay for your family and pay for their expenses and look after them. That's where the American economy is heading right now. Most Americans can't pay for their family and are now in a situation where they have to move on to somewhere else or on a couch. How humiliating this is for the country and economy to let the people down. One of the main reasons for the economic instability and the crash is the pandemic, which rapidly increased the rents and cost of living. Pandemic forced people to migrate and evict from their homes and increased the rent price levels drastically and made it unaffordable for the middle class. In early 2022, the rent hike was almost 177% in some of the major cities in America, according to Realtor.com. Now the rent prices are seeing a decline of 6.6% in cities like Austin, Texas, because of the inflation. Whereas in Jacksonville and Nashville, the drop was 5.6% and 5.9%. Now, inflation is something serious that the people have to be aware of, that the money you're saving will be gone in vain because of inflation. That's why you need someone who can get you financial advice and guide you to the right route, where you can beat the inflation and also earn interest over your savings. You should be aware of the inflation rates and the interest rate you're getting. This is where the rich remain richer and the poor get poorer. The rich know where to invest their money and invest in SIPs and right stocks to get at least 13% interest, whereas the poor will get 1% interest over their savings, which isn't even enough to beat the inflation, thus becoming poorer over years. Almost 40% of the money that was ever printed was printed in 2022 alone, while 80% of the money has been printed since then, which is the main reason why the American economy is falling down and inflation's going up. This is an enormous amount of money which has been printed. We can't say that America is performing way down when compared to other countries, but we can say that America, when compared to what it was before, the country's going down in economy when compared to its past economical status. The country's seeing a large number of poor and broke people over the years. Poor people are those who aren't having an income source, those who aren't earning and couldn't even meet their basic expenses, whereas the broke are the ones that are working day in and day out like anything, hustling all day to get out of the middle class loop. Being broke is a different thing. It's when you're hustling but you just can't get ahead anywhere and getting squeezed while the rich make more money out of you, while you're still trying to figure out how to get ahead and get rich. Now the SIPs are going up and billionaires like Warren Buffett and Mark Zuckerberg are selling their stocks, which is showing us an upcoming crash which is going to take a major hit on the economy. There are people who are seeking opportunities during times like these, and there are people who panic during such times. People, when they invest $1 million and see a crash or graph going down, they panic and sell off their stocks to avoid more losses, which in turn makes them regret their decision, because in the near future the graph will reach its all-time high again. So the one guy who invested $1 million, if they sell off their stock at $500,000, then the loss will be $500,000. But the exciting nature of the market and economy is that the graph will rise back up again, and at that time the one who remained patient while investing will bear no losses, whereas the one who panicked will bear a $500,000 loss, just for panicking. During a business conference, Patrick Bet David was challenged by a man, and that man asked Pat to take a 60-day diet from news, which literally means to stay away from news and radio for 60 days and see what happens. So Pat took on the challenge and went for a break. Until now, he's on a break, which made him take major decisions in his life. Imagine that. If you consume too much news and radio, then you'll be full of myths and conspiracies, which other people are talking about, and your decisions will be motivated by others' sayings. But if you can get updated on news and also be optimistic about the future, then it's a better option to reach your goals. If not, you'll be amongst the most miserable people out there. If you're someone who blames the society for your losses and not focusing on improving yourself and your portfolio, then there'll be no time that you can overcome all the situations in the world. So find a way for yourself to improve and do better in every possible way. There are people out there who blame the government. It will be the Biden's economy or the Trump's economy which made them lose their money, not their inexperience and lack of skill. That's where these people will stay poor, blaming others instead of finding the real mistake and improving it. Till now, this video covered Patrick Bet David's perspective on the American economy and people's mindset. Now it's time to find out on how to achieve the American dream. Or is it really possible to achieve the American dream? According to a Newsweek poll, 54% of Americans think that it's very difficult to achieve middle-class status. Among millennials, 57% think it's unachievable. Before moving on to whether it is achievable or not, you have to ask, what is your perspective on the American dream? What are you trying to achieve? It was said by a TikToker that we can't follow the same playbook as our parents to achieve the American dream. What you're trying to achieve matters when you want to move forward in life. If you're negative and full of negative thoughts and aren't optimistic on your future, then not any dream will be achievable. So the first thing to get rid of that wall and move ahead in life with positive thinking and find ways to build your income streams and invest in the right opportunities and achieve your dream. It's what your future planning and your mindset is which decides whether you should go rich or stay poor. The gap between the rich and poor is caused because of the difference in the ways each person invests their money or what they know about money. So read more books and learn more ways to build your portfolio and income streams and find a way to get out of the loop. Did this video change your perspective on achieving your goals and motivate you to think optimistically? Drop your views in the comments section and give us a thumbs up. If you've watched the video so far, consider subscribing for more related content.